Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today is going to be a more fun video. I'm actually really excited to record this. Today we're going to talk about vision boards. Now I know January is basically over, but it's not too late to start your vision casting, making your vision boards and going towards your goal. It's never too late to do that. So we're going to talk about how I create my vision boards, but most importantly, how to actually make your vision board work for you and how to make your goals and your manifestations actually come true. I've been making vision boards for a while now, several years, but I feel like 2024 was the first year where I really got into my vision boards and really made my goals come to fruition. I went through a body glow up, face card, refused to decline all year. My career boomed. I got a promotion, two rate increases, and two bonuses. To travel, I finally took a vacation for like a genuine vacation. I got to take two genuine vacations, so that was fun. I got to reunite with family that I haven't seen in over 10 years. I nourished myself, my body, friends, family relationships. It was just such a beautiful year for me. And I genuinely believe that it is because not only did I create the vision board, but I actually went after what I wanted for myself. And so I'm going to be giving you guys the tips and tricks that I used, and we're going to manifest your best year yet. First, you want to figure out what medium you actually want to create your vision board in. So, this could be a physical vision board, this could be a digital vision board. I personally prefer digital, but if you do prefer to have something that, is physical that you can hang up, then by all means create a physical vision board, with poster board and all of that good stuff. Or you can create a digital vision board and then print it out and hang it up anywhere in your home if you would like that. Once you figure out what medium you want your vision board to be in, you then want to figure out how many vision boards you actually want to make. So most people make a vision board for the entire year. I make 3 vision boards for the entire year. And a quick disclaimer, I actually got this idea from Haley Gamba. I watched her vision board video from 2024 and it really inspired me. And she talked about how she makes a vision board for her internal world, her external world, and for finances, career, all of that good stuff. So that's what I do. I make a vision board for the goals that I want to achieve internally. So that could be things like how I want to feel about myself, my physical health, like taking care of myself in ways that don't have to do with beauty or aesthetics or fashion, procedures, things like that. It's more so like for mental health, spiritual health, physical health, but in the realm of taking care of my body from the inside out. My external vision board is usually dedicated to my outside appearance, how I want to look, might want to dress, as well as the people that are outside of me. So my friendships, family relationships, lifestyle, your home. That could be something that you would want to put on an external vision board. How do you want your home to look? How do you want your home to feel? Travel, things like that. Anything that doesn't have to do with your inner self and just you on your own, you want to go ahead and put on that external vision board. And then career and finances, I always do separately because I just feel like that is in its own realm. Career, finances, education, things that have to do with your mind and upgrading and leveling up your life in more material ways. So that's what I usually start off with. Now, again, you don't have to do all that if you don't want to. You can just have your one vision board for the year, and that's perfectly fine. You need to do what works for you, otherwise, it won't work for you, you know? So, after that, what I also do is once I have my 3 vision boards for the entire year, I will then every month I'll make a vision board. But that vision board for each month will kind of take a piece of my larger vision boards and I'll have like a theme for the month. So, for example, last year I created a vision board that was for like how I wanted my body to look. I wanted to have a body glow up. I wanted to have a wardrobe upgrade. really get into what actually flatters me with colors and shapes and styles and cuts. Wellness when it comes to like my body, exercising and, doing certain things to reach the body goals that I had in mind for myself. I made my January monthly vision board about getting into like Pilates, and I put, pictures of girls doing Pilates and, other fitness type things because Pilates was something that I wanted to start doing. I would add, just aesthetic stuff that went along with this theme that I had of becoming like this really fit, really healthy Pilates hottie. And that helps me hone in on one goal and it feels a lot less overwhelming because when you have your whole vision board, you're looking at a whole year's worth of things that you might want to achieve. Whereas when you have when I make my monthly vision boards, it's like, okay, I can break it down to, okay, this is the one thing that I'm gonna focus on, and then carry into the next month, and I'm gonna focus on something else, carry that into the next month and focus on something else. So you're making those changes one step at a time. That's helping you move towards your bigger goals. So once you know like what things you want, what you want to put on the vision board, go and find your pictures, go and find your inspiration. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is my favorite place. It has pretty much everything on there. So Pinterest is always a great go-to. I make my vision boards in GoodNotes, but you can use Notion, you can use Freeform on iPad, you can use MS Paint, like whatever. As long as you can get that vision board put together and be able to send it to other places. So, like for example, I would keep my work vision board on my work laptop, so I would see it every day. That's the easy part. Is making the vision board. Your vision board's all done, or your 3 vision boards are done, your monthly vision board is done. Now, how do we make it do what it needs to do? And that's where things can get a little bit harder, a little bit tricky, but it doesn't have to be if you go in with a plan and if you follow some of my tips. So, first tip is to be strategic. So, a little bit about me. I work in fashion. I work on the business side of fashion. And anybody who works in business or management knows that when you have a goal that you need to reach, you have to be very strategic. You have to come up with a plan, a very detailed plan on how you're going to get from point A to point B. You can't just say, yeah, I'm going to go to point A from point B, but not know how you're going to get there because you're never going to get there. So, and you need a way to track how you're going to get there. So, I take how I work and apply that to my life and apply that to my goals. So every single month, like I said, I will make that monthly vision board that kind of corresponds with something else that's on my larger vision board. So we're going to use health and fitness because that's just the easiest example. And I feel like it's the one that most people relate to. So last year, I wanted to really get into more active, becoming more fit. Like I said, I wanted to get into Pilates. I wanted to try that out. Just took that monthly vision board and thought of 3 goals I'm going to achieve for that month. So first, you want to think of like 1 to 3 goals that are realistic and attainable in that 31 days that you can achieve. Once you have those goals, you then want to create tasks that you will then do to get you closer to those goals. So, for example, January is the month where I want to become a fit Pilates hottie, right? So, first goal was to actually go to a Pilates class, right? Second goal was to heal my relationship with food, work on, you know, really thinking and heal, like actually heal how I view food, how I view my body image. Now, that is something that, I'm still working on, but January, I knew that that was going to be the month that I begin that journey. And then the last goal was to build a daily habit routine that aligned with this idea of me being a Pilates hottie. Once I had my big goals, so my big goal was, become a Pilates hottie. Then the 3 goals were go into a Pilates class, build a daily habit routine, and change my relationship with food. Okay, now how am I going to do those things? So now you have to create little tasks that you can do that are realistic for you and your lifestyle, your budget, all of that to get towards all of those goals because all these little micro steps that you're taking are all propelling you forward, even if they're just small lifestyle and habit changes. So for me, it was read Atomic Habits. That book changed my life. I tell everybody about it. It really helped me to create a routine and create habits that I still do to this day that are helping me move forward, especially when it came to health and fitness. Second thing was actually sign up for the class and actually go to a Pilates class and found out that I actually loved Pilates. And so, I kept, going and signed up for a membership. Made sure that that was, financially sound for myself. And then for my last goal, when it came to repairing my relationship with food, I started doing shadow work and journaling to figure out, okay, why do I still have some remnants of negative feelings when it comes to my body and, to food? Like I used to have an eating disorder, had anorexia and bulimia for most of my life from the time that I was 12 to about 23, 24. Out of my life, I dealt with those things. And I went to therapy. I, went to, saw a psychiatrist, did all the things I needed to do to, for the most part, really heal that part of my life. But, anybody that's dealt with eating disorders, especially for such a long time, that it doesn't just completely disappear. And you may not necessarily be engaging in certain behaviors, but you might still have mindsets that might rear their ugly head, times where you are vulnerable. So for me, I really had to be honest with myself and think about, okay, where are these negative feelings coming from? And figure out ways to heal that, like fully heal that portion of my life. So those were all the things that I did to achieve the goals, which were, start doing Pilates, create a daily habit routine, as well as change my relationship with food, which then helped push me closer to my goal for the year of becoming fit Pilates hottie. You see, it's all about being strategic, giving yourself small daily habits and changes to make rather than trying to do a complete overhaul will guarantee success. There has been so many times where I will decide to, achieve a goal. So let's say that my goal is to lose 5 pounds. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not gonna eat fast food. I'm not gonna eat dairy. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. Like completely change my life in one day and then wonder why it doesn't work out. Small micro changes are the most effective. In his book, James Clear talks about how you only need to get 1% better every single day. And if you're getting 1% better every single day, eventually you're going to get 100% better. You just need to keep making those small daily habits, but you also have to make sure that they are realistic for you. Because again, if it doesn't work for you, then it's not going to work for you. Okay? It's that simple, y'all. So, next tip. My next tip is to look at your goals holistically. We're going to go back to the health and fitness goal that I was using because I just feel like that just works for everything. So, when it comes to health and fitness, like you might say, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. And yeah, you might decide, okay, I'm going to cut calories, I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to do, I'm only going to eat clean. The problem is, and the reason why people aren't sustainable, especially when it comes to weight loss, is because they're only thinking about the external changes that they need to make or the big lifestyle changes that they need to make, but they're not thinking about how they might need to reframe their minds, how they might need to incorporate, their spiritual health into it. For me, I found the most success in not just thinking about the lifestyle changes that I need to make or, what I need to eat instead or what exercise I need to do instead. I also think about how am I viewing myself every single day. I need to reframe my mind as well and embody the person who is fit, active, goes to Pilates, all of those things. You need to look at your goals as if you would look at your whole identity. So, you as a whole person, you have your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, financial health. Those are all things that contribute to your well being. Setting goals is kind of the same way. You need to think about all the pieces that contribute to you achieving that goal. So, if your goal is weight loss or just becoming more fit and active, you need to one, realize that you might have some mental blocks that are keeping you from being fit and active. Becoming self-aware and realizing where you're kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Where you're going against yourself, where you are not helping yourself, will do so much more for you than just eating 1,200 calories a day and exercising for an hour. Yes, you might lose the weight, but if you mentally aren't okay, like if you're mentally not healthy, if you're not reframing your mind, reframing your perspective, you are going to gain the weight back because you didn't gain the weight overnight. And 9 times out of 10, weight gain is an emotional thing for a lot of people. Body image, how do you view your body? Are you losing weight because you hate how you look, or are you losing weight because you love yourself and you know that you deserve to live in a body that is healthy and a body that is nourished? This whole idea that you have to look a certain way before you can have confidence, before you can love yourself is honestly ridiculous. And on the flip side, this whole idea that you have to love yourself before you can even achieve your goals or have this perfect confidence or have this perfect self love is also ridiculous because nobody has a perfect, unwavering self love because we're not perfect people. You don't have to be perfect to get to where you want to be. You just have to be willing to take the steps to get there and work on the confidence and the self love on your way. It'll come, but you got to work on it. So, looking at your goals holistically, making sure that you realize that, there's realizing that there are different things that go into why you may or may not be achieving certain things will help you really nip in the bud what you need to nip in the bud inside so that on the outside you can flourish. I genuinely, genuinely believe that taking care of the mental aspects and the mental blockages will give you what you need to move forward. If you are a spiritual person or you believe in a higher power, I would encourage you to incorporate that as well. So, me personally, I'm going to again use body image and my body goals as an example. So, like I said, I used to have an eating disorder. I struggled with my relationship with food. I knew like I was doing the mental work as far as like, journaling and going to therapy and figuring out why I was still having those blockages, but spiritually, I would also, pray about it. I always pray in the shower. I don't know why, that's just always been my thing. And I would ask God, I would say, give me the ability to see the things, the beautiful things about myself that I don't see, but other people can see. Give me the ability to see the beauty that I have on the inside flourish on the outside. I asked God to, give me the appetite of somebody that only wants, healthy food, that only wants to eat clean, that only desires those things. Give me the strength to, get up and exercise. Just asking God for what you need, how you want to feel, all of those things. I genuinely believe that it also helps me. So, looking at your goals in a holistic sense and making sure that you are hitting all of those points and taking care of all of those areas will help you achieve your goals as well. Third tip, embody the person that has the things that you want or the person that you want to be. So that means that from now on, you aren't trying to become a Pilates hottie. You are a Pilates hottie. I told myself once I decided that Pilates was going to be my thing, that I was going to, become fit. I enjoyed it. I would tell myself, I regularly go to Pilates. I go to Pilates 4 times a week. And lo and behold, by the time summer came around, your girl was going to Pilates 4 to 5 times, sometimes 6 times a week. And I just really made sure that that became my identity. That is the cornerstone of manifestation. That is the cornerstone of getting what you want. It's literally like the whole idea behind the law of assumption and what Neville Goddard and other spiritualists speak to is be embodying who it is that you actually want to be and shedding your old identity. You are no longer a couch potato. No, I am now a woman who goes to Pilates 4 times a week. And I became a woman who went to Pilates 4 times a week. It's really that simple. Once you truly believe that that's who you are, you're going to start seeing that things just align for you. You're going to start wanting to go to Pilates 4 times a week because that's who you know that you are. you need to convince yourself of this new identity. And it's going to take practice. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's when, things like affirmations, that's when your vision board, reminding yourself of the person that you are, comes in. That's when holding yourself accountable comes in, taking accountability for yourself. And again, we're going to start small. I didn't start off in January as a girl that went to Pilates 4 times a week. I built up from there. So I went to one class. I got an 8-pack membership, started going twice a week. Found out again that I really liked it, saw a lot of physical benefits. So I got an unlimited pass a couple months later. Then now I'm going 3 times a week. Now, okay, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. Like, build up. You don't have to be like starting, because if you start off Pilates 4 times a week the first time that you do it, you're gonna burn yourself out. Build up to that, but keep telling yourself, I am somebody that goes to Pilates 4 times a week, and eventually you will see yourself go to Pilates 4 times a week. So embody the person that you say that you want to be. You are no longer your old story. You are the new story. It's not 2024 anymore. We're not 2024 low. We're now 2025 low. 2025 low is a new girl. My last tip, and this one I feel like is, they're all pretty important, but this one I feel like is very important. And I think is the part where it requires the most discipline. Take advantage of opportunities that align with your goals, but avoid or be discerning about opportunities that don't. If an opportunity comes that aligns with what you want for yourself, don't say no. Okay? If you want to travel and your friend is like, hey girl, in 6 months, I want to go to California. I would love for you to come. Say yes and figure out a way to get yourself to California. Start budgeting, start planning, start doing what you need to do. Obviously, like again, within your means. Don't go broke trying to make, things happen. If California isn't financially feasible, figure out something that is. But point is that if you are given an opportunity for something, take it. But if it does not align with what you have for yourself, then it is okay to say no. So alcohol is one thing that also, like outside of health and fitness, is a big thing that a lot of people try to, give up around this time of year. And like I was saying in my last video, some of us, including myself, we have not yet developed that confidence to be at a bar and say no to a drink if it's offered to us. So if that is you and your friend is like, hey, we haven't seen each other in a while, let's go to a bar and get a drink, but you know that on your vision board and how you see for yourself, you are not a drinker anymore, it's okay to say no. And if they're a good friend, they're gonna understand, they're gonna want you to go after your goals. Even better, suggest something that you guys can do together that does align with your goals. Like, hey girl, I'm not drinking anymore, but I would love to see you. Let's go, to the park and like paint something together, or let's go take a Pilates class together, or just come over and chill and I'll make us some mocktails. You don't have to say no and never see your friends. Just come up with alternative solutions that align with what you want for yourself. And again, if they're good friends, they'll be perfectly fine and they'll want to support you. That's one thing that I'm very, very grateful for, is that I have friends that not only are very supportive of what I want for myself, like we all just support each other, but they hold me accountable for my actions. And they remind me why I'm even taking the steps that I'm taking to begin with. So if you don't have that, and if you don't have that type of community, you don't have that type of support system, either go and find it, whether that be, through other external friendships, making friends at work, things like that, or cultivate that within yourself. It is totally okay to isolate if need be, because you are surrounded by an environment that isn't conducive to positive growth and change. There is nothing wrong with being selfish in that aspect. So, those were my tips. I hope that this video resonated with you. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that the YouTube girlies tell you to do, and I will see you in another video. Bye.